sticky situation, situation sticky, sticky situation, situation sticky. Hello, everyone. It is me, Tyra, aka Sticky, and this is a sticky situation. Well, as normal, I'm in the car. I mean, was this really a surprise that I am in the car? And on my way, coming back from the gym and the grocery store, that's all I do. It seems like that's not true because I'm always running around doing something else with these kids. But nonetheless, how is everybody doing? I'm doing really, 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 really good. No complaints whatsoever. And I just wanted to come on and do a video and say hey and all that good stuff. And of course, I have a sticky thought. First of all, before we do anything, and y'all just gonna let me be here with banana on my face. Anyway, before we do anything, I need for whoever is watching this video to hit the like button and to hit the subscribe button. I'll give you a few minutes to do so. Okay. All right, now that we got that out of the way, I wanted to come on, first of all, and say that I broke my thingy in the car to hold my phone. So I'm having to hold this dang phone again. I'm going to go to Ross's Dress for Less or Marshall's or somewhere and find another one. So that isn't a big deal. I'm just trying to avoid going into places because it just makes me want to shop and buy stuff that I don't need, right? Nonetheless, I wanted to come on and talk about something, really just to confess and something that I did recently, and it made me think that, this journey, this manifestation journey, this healing journey, this self-love journey is never ever, it doesn't end. And I say that because recently, this week to be exact, I noticed that I was being triggered. And I was reacting the way that I used to act when I was triggered. And I noticed that I did it. And I didn't like it. Once, I realized, and spirit spoke to me. It's like, what are you doing? We don't do that anymore. We are beyond that. Everything's all good. You can calm down. Relax, Tyra. Relax. And so, a little background really quick, and I'm not going to make this a very super duper long video. I just wanted to kind of get this thought out and see if anyone relates to it and offer my advice if it does come up for you, as far as any triggers that you have from previous trauma in your life or experiences, and we all have it. Background: I was in a very toxic relationship. It was a blessing nonetheless. It was very toxic, but that relationship got me here. Far as the things that I had to learn in the internal work that I had to do in order to try to understand and live within that toxic environment. And it taught me how to be patient, for one. It taught me how to listen to my own intuition and my gut when my gut was telling me that you need to leave. Like, what are you doing? This is so beneath you. And it also taught me about being accountable. Asking myself, once again, what are you doing? Like, why are you doing these things? And just basically sabotaging yourself. So I was in this relationship, and finally it came to a head, and it is over with, right? So, after some time had passed and really going through the valley, you guys weren't even aware that I was going through it because it wasn't something that I spoke on. Because even through all of that, I'm still joyous. That's the beauty of healing and all of that good stuff. It's like I still I was sad, but I knew that it was for a purpose and that everything would be okay. You know, everything is always working out for my good, right? So I just had to get through that. And it was hard, but I did it. And so after a while, you know, I still had something, the relationship that I wanted to manifest. It was still there, the type of relationship that I instinctively knew that I deserved, right? So I gathered all the important people, the creator, the universe, my higher self, my spirit guides, everybody. Got them all together and said, hey, now, this is what I would like. This is what we're gonna manifest, right? Everyone was in agreement. And so I knew I had to start doing the work to act as if, to speak life into that, to speak life into myself. I had to show the universe, hey, I'm ready for this. And therefore treating myself the way that I would want someone else to treat me. So that meant loving the heck out of myself in every way imaginable, from the outside, taking care of my temple, eating right, exercising, mental health, that's the number one priority. All of these things. Also, you know, expanding my mind and my knowledge and doing things, keeping those promises to myself. I'll link the video where I talk about that. Keeping promises to myself, being honest, because these are characteristics and attributes that I wanted in someone else, right? Needless to say, the universe delivered, right? As it always does in these things. You know, it just never does not happen. So the universe delivers. And what happens? What does Tyra do this week? Triggered like a mother sucker, right? So something comes along. There's a bird outside my window. Anyway, situation happens to where, because in my previous relationship, of course, there was a lot of dishonesty. And so I'm not very trusting of someone, or I look at people's actions more than their words, and like almost vigilant in a way of saying, that don't look right. You know, like I'm looking for something to validate what I fear. Right? And if you look for it, you're gonna find it. Manifestation works both ways, good and bad. So if I am thinking thoughts that, oh yeah, this is what's going on, then yeah, I'm gonna find things to justify it or to validate it, to make it true, even when it's not. So, long story short, again, I keep saying that. It comes up that I hadn't heard from him in a day because he's working somewhere else, right? And I know he's busy and I'm busy and all of this stuff. And, you know, communication is very important for me. It's my secondary love language after quality time. And I didn't hear from him for a whole day. Now, mind you, in this, Tyra did not reach out to him either, right? I'm waiting on him to do so. Didn't hear from him. Next day, now I have an attitude, right? So the next day, I finally sent a message with an attitude saying, sorry, my phone is ringing. I sent a message, you good? He responds back, hey, yeah, da-da-da-da, you know, what's up? And I'm like, well, I didn't hear from you yesterday, and this, and that. And he's watching this video, and I know he's going to say something. You know, I have that attitude, and he's like, sweet, you know that you can call me anytime. If I'm busy, I won't be able to answer, but I'm here, you know. And I had to like check myself, because when I say I had an attitude and was triggered and doing stuff, I'm wanting like, well, this is it. I'm so disappointed. All this inner talk, this inner dialogue I'm having with myself, instead of communicating that with him, right? This is me. And needless to say, after it was all said and done, he just was busy. He's working, and I was working, and he was like, I knew you was going to be busy. I didn't want to disturb you. And which I was. That's the funny thing about it, is like I was mad busy these last couple of days between the kids' activities and my own. Really ain't got time to be sitting on the phone anyway. So when I sat down and Spirit convicted me, it got my soul like, really? This is what we doing? We're past this, Tyrant. We are past this. Get it together. And that's it. So this video is kind of a confession, and also to say once again that this journey to self healing, to where those triggers, you're not as triggered as easily, but also recognizing they're gonna come back up. There is layers to this. There is layers to all of this, and all that undoing of things that you've been through, and that post-traumatic stress. It is real, because that did happen to me. This type of thing in the past did happen. But what I have to remind myself is that, first of all, he's not him. Everything up until this point has been straight up transparent. So why all of a sudden, and I got to think logically about it, and that I got to open my mouth instead of wanting to get an attitude or run, because that is my natural instinct. When something is uncomfortable, when I'm upset, or I feel like someone is going to hurt me, I'd rather leave you than you leave me. It all goes back, childhood, things of that nature. So I had to check myself. And like I say, and just getting this thought out and offering advice. Listen to yourself, and yourself is going to tell you either good or bad. It's going to say, hey, good job, I'm glad you're doing that. Or it's going to say, what the fuck? Why are we doing this? We are beyond this. It's going to check you. And so listening to my gut and that conviction, and then being able to say, hey, yeah, I'm sorry that I reacted that way. And not self-sabotaging, because once again, this is what I desired. This is what I manifested. So now that I have this, I have a responsibility in getting it. And that's any manifestation that you have. There's a responsibility that comes with that. And yeah, it's a journey. It's never ending. Just when you think you have it figured out, you realize it's something new that you're not. And then those old ghosts of your past creep back up in a new form. It comes back in a new form. And so you're like, man, I thought I had graduated this class. I thought I passed this and I was beyond this. And no, we still got some work to do. We still have work to do. But through all of that, the key is I knew I'd be okay. Even if my fears turned out to be true, I was okay. Regardless, I never lose sight of me, in that all is well. No matter how much I'm tripping, and I was tripping, all is well. All is well. Everything is still working out for my good. All the time. Even the shitty things, right? So anyway, I just wanted to come in and share that thought. I haven't apologized to him, because I don't even know if he knew I was mad. But I'm going to talk to him. I don't want to self-sabotage. I don't want any of those things. And he's so cool, calm, and collected. Nothing ever bothers him anyway, but he doesn't get riled up where I am up here, type A personality, you know, and he's not. And that's the funny thing about creator and manifestation. You think it's going to give you one thing, you know, like in my mind, I would think I want someone that's like me. No, I don't. No one like me. He's giving me the opposite, to where he's calm. So it forces me to bring it down a few notches, you know, and not be this little drama queen that I can be sometime when I'm not getting my way or when I'm scared. That's what it comes down to. It's just that fear. And like, oh God, gotta flee. You know, something isn't right in Wrightville, which isn't always true. You know, no one's out to get me. There's no boogeyman, because I'm protected regardless, you know. So anyway, hit that like button, the subscribe button. That's the most important thing. Share this video with anyone that you think that can relate. And hit me up in the comments, guys, and tell me, what do you do when you're scared? When it comes to relationships, that's a scary thing, right? So tell me, what's something that you do when you're triggered to get you back on track so that you don't self-sabotage your relationships? I'd like to hear from you so that next time maybe I can use some of you guys' pointers and tips so that I don't completely spaz out, right? Other than that, I have some things coming up. I have a review for Lav Luxe candles that I'm really excited about, that I want to introduce you to. I think you guys are gonna like it. It's more than just candles, but I got some candles and some other stuff from her. And I also got a couple of things in the works. I'm not gonna make no promises of when I'm gonna do it, because you know how I do. But nonetheless, if you made it this far, thank you. I know this was kind of a longer video as far as telling my story, but I do appreciate it, everyone. And I hope that everyone is taking care of themselves and living your absolute best life. It's hot girl summertime, so get in the gym, work out or not, but definitely nourish your body and your mind. And yes, I'm going to end it right now because I'm rambling like I do in these situations. I love you guys. Thank you so much. So in the meantime, in between time, you guys take care. Bye-bye.